And in the next workshop, we're going to focus on this analogy of the human radio. And recently I was in Scotland with Vicky. We were running goal mapping corporate workshops there for a group of executives, but we took some extra time out and we travelled around the remote parts of Scotland, and we visited lots of ancient prehistoric standing stones and stone circles and ancient monuments. And while we were driving around these remote places in Scotland, we had the radio playing, but often we would lose the signal to the radio, and there would be lots of interference and crackle coming on the radio. And maybe you've had this experience in your own life, that you're in your car and the radio's playing, but as you move across the countryside, you're losing the connection and you're hearing and distortion. I believe this is a good analogy for the experience that many people have in their life. Many people are going through their life and they're getting a clear reception on the main station of life, but every so often, because of negativity that comes into our life, we get some interference, some disturbance. Now, when you lose the reception on your radio, how much of an adjustment do you need to make on the tuning dial? Is it a big adjustment, a big twisting, or is it just a small adjustment to get back into the station? It's just a small adjustment. And likewise, in our analogy of the human radio, it's often the smallest adjustments that make the biggest difference and bring through a clear reception. And the tuning dial of our human radio is our beliefs. By making fine tuning adjustments to our beliefs, we bring our reception of life into clarity. And we have our best experience of life and we achieve our best. Many people live with distorted beliefs. Sometimes they are beliefs that they picked up very early in their life, in childhood. Many people, sadly for me, it's one of my main motivations, is that many people sadly go to their grave with their best music unplayed. Many people will die never knowing their true potential. And there are very few of the beliefs that I live my life with now that are the same beliefs I had as a child. Personal development helped me to know my beliefs, and it also helped me to learn how to change my beliefs. Because we have two types of belief. We have empowering belief and we have limiting belief. Limiting beliefs hold us back. Empowering beliefs help us to step forward. But many people are blind to their limited beliefs, or they don't know how to change them, and they carry them through life like baggage that weighs them down and stops them from shining. And so in the deeper dive of the content that we'll be covering on Monday, I'll be helping people to find how to tune their beliefs by thought and feeling and action. Remember, your thoughts trigger the chemical release of either serotonin or cortisol that affect your feelings. And those same chemicals affect your physiology and body posture. Think about it for a moment. When your mind is focused on the positive, not only do you feel good, but your body posture is very upright. When your mind is focused on the negative, not only do you feel down, but your body is down, depressed, suppressed. You can see the same thing in children, not just adults. It is instinctive within us. And by learning how to work with not only your mindset, but also your heart set and your physiology, you empower yourself to be your best. Thought triggers the chemical that affects feeling and physiology, all of which becomes a habit pattern. It's in what psychologists call a cybernetic loop. And that means that not only do your thoughts affect your feelings and your body posture, but it also works the other way. Your body posture sends a signal to your brain to release the chemicals that change how you're thinking and how you're feeling. And we're going to learn these techniques in the Monday workshop, the deep dive golden opportunity workshop, so that you can use them to achieve your best results, create new habit patterns. The big challenge in life is that many people are completely unaware of this cycle. This cycle I'm explaining here is known as a self-actualization cycle. Self-actualization is how we become what we think about. It's how our thought triggers our feelings and our behavior and shapes our life, so we become that way. Self-actualization. And for many people, it's unconscious. And here's the danger when we're unconscious. When we're unaware of this cycle, very often, if a result comes into our life we don't like, we are reactive. Instead of consciously choosing and being proactive, we are reactive. And when we are reactive, it means we are acting without conscious consideration. We're not pausing, stopping, thinking, choosing. We're just reacting. We're reacting from an old belief, an old attitude, an old behavior, which may not be right for the situation. And sometimes we make things worse. We overreact. And this cycle, this self-actualization cycle, can sometimes become a downward spiral. Learning to set goals in a powerful way, whether they are goals about being your best by using a life map, or whether they are goals about having your best with a goal map or an action map, doing your best. Learning how to set your best intention by setting those goals is what helps you not only to send the command to your subconscious mind, but you'll notice here on the radio, we've got an aerial, and it's a two-way aerial. It's both a receiver, but also a transmitter. And so we're able to invoke law of attraction and draw the people, situation, and circumstance that we desire towards us through universal collective consciousness, as well as commanding our subconscious to motivate us to do the things we need to do in a powerful way to move towards our goal. In the Monday workshop, we're going to be looking at above-the-line thinking, acceptance rather than judgment, being a hero for ourselves rather than a victim, hope rather than hopeless, love rather than fear, choosing your response rather than reacting. All of those things we've looked at in the cycle, but looking at them in a deep level, because the more you understand how your own self-belief and self-esteem have been formed over the years, the more empowered you are to change them.